All right, good morning, guys. How's everyone doing? Welcome to another stream. What is it? Tuesday, July 19th. Crazy. Before we know it, it's August. Before we know it, it's September. Before we know it, it's January. Wild. Hope everyone had a decent start to the week. Found some good trades yesterday on Tesla, Nvidia. Some nice upside in the morning. I did not catch the downside because I was not in front of my desk. I was out doing other stuff. What did I do yesterday? I picked up a suit. I got a suit made. Joseph A. Bank, I think is it Joseph or is it Jose? No, it's Joseph. Joseph A. Bank. They had a special for custom suits for like $300. It's pretty nice. Got Desi on the inside. It says on the inside Desi, so that was pretty cool. So I had to pick that up. I have a wedding to go to in August in New York. So I did that. What else did I do? That's about it. Went to the gym. So I missed that downside off that really nice rejection yesterday. I'm sure you guys saw that. Really clean triple top on the Nasdaq, on the ES. Some very nice stuff there. So if you guys caught that downside, that was a better trade, right? The downside was a better trade than the upside yesterday. Had a little bit of upside in the morning, caught a little bit, but that downside was. I saw some people posting SPX contracts up like 5,000%, which was just insanity. So congrats if you caught that triple top rejection. That was really nice. Today we're looking at pretty much the same thing, and we're looking at a support level that actually came in. Obi, this is I'm Obi-Wan. Yeah. This is my favorite sweater. This is a Lululemon jacket. So comfortable. But yeah, I guess I could see the Obi-Wan Kenobi sort of vibes. So we're looking at a 11,870 hold on the market. This was Thursday and Friday's levels that held last week, and they are holding again on the ES and the Nasdaq. So definitely an interesting watch here, an interesting hold on the market that we definitely need to be watching. So let's see what happens today. We got some earnings stuff going on as well. So let's prepare ourselves the best we can. Let's do it. All right, so today's the 19th. Futures, as always, economic earnings calendar. As I said yesterday, guys, economic calendar is pretty light this week. So don't need to worry about too much on the economic side of things. Here's the economic calendar. You guys can see yesterday we had some home builders index. Today we have building permits, housing starts. This should be interesting for real estate. Not sure how much it affects the overall market. Existing home sales. Thursday we have jobless claims, and then manufacturing PMI Friday. So not too much, but next week is the big one, right? So we have Fed funds rate, Jerome Powell press conference, GDP, so a lot of stuff, PCE inflation index. So next week's pretty big. And something that I wanted to bring up is a tweet that I had out yesterday. And I think this was really important, guys. It touches on sometimes not every week is about pushing it and making money, right? Sometimes, if you like my Twitter, this is what I said, right? So sometimes there are times where it's about capital preservation, right? I said, reminding those who follow me, the next 2 weeks have a ton of earnings and economic news. So on top of that economic news next week, we have a S-load, can't curse here, a crap load of earnings as well. On top of that economic news, this will drive a lot of uncertainty and volatility. So if you are a newer trader, and if you're not used to that, the next 2 weeks, if you can get through the next 2 weeks unharmed, let's say you get through the next 2 weeks flat, or maybe you lose $100, maybe you lose 1%, 2%, or maybe you make 1% or 2%. That's a win, right? Because the next 2 weeks are going to be very interesting. A lot of large macro things that will be coming out that could affect the market. So if you're new to this, I would say the next 2 weeks you need to be very cautious of what you're getting into, because there's going to be a lot of volatility. And it could be definitely be about capital preservation. Not every week is the time to really push it. So just remember that, guys. Remember that. You don't need to be going balls to the wall every single week. So earnings side of things, I'll pull that up real quick. Here it is. Earnings side of things, we have this morning we had J&J. Haven't looked at it yet. Lockheed Martin is down this morning, so that's something to watch. Netflix after hours today, that's going to be big. That definitely will be market moving, guys. So let's see what happens on Netflix. Tomorrow we have some decent ones in the morning. We have Abbott Labs, nothing huge, and then Tesla, right? Tesla after hours tomorrow is definitely market moving. United, we're starting to get into some airlines. AT&T, American Airlines, Snapchat. So Tesla and Netflix are the two biggest ones here, right? Tonight, after hours tonight, and tomorrow after hours, Netflix and Tesla. Big ones. And sometimes you just gotta watch it and not get involved. That's my honest opinion. To really protect yourself, guys, if you want to be trading for a long period of time, you have to know when it is time to take the foot off the gas. Tesla, key levels we'll look at. NVIDIA, AMD, very nice retest levels I'm looking at today. These are my two favorite setups, NVIDIA, AMD. They're starting to see a little bit of strength. They did get pulled back yesterday with the overall market, but they are showing relative strength, the chip stock. So watching those. Netflix, crucial level coming into earnings. Boeing, must hold level. Apple, very large supply rejection yesterday on top of some negative news out of Apple. Apple, the biggest company on the market, is hinting towards hiring slowdowns. Not a good look, right? Google, back to the uptrend. Costco, Walmart, Target, some strength on the retailers yesterday. Want to share with you that. And then I want to share with you some of the crypto names. I'm sure I put this on here because I'm sure a lot of people are going to ask about it. Everyone's going to get all crazy about Mara. Mara did have a huge day yesterday. I think it was up like 30%. I'm going to share with you guys Mara and just sort of show you where the levels you need to watch out for on the upside. So let's get started. Nasdaq. Woke. I'm not sure if woke is a good thing. Is that a good thing, Roscoe? I'm going to assume it's not because I don't like the word. I don't align with the word woke. But yeah, Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, so guys, 4-hour chart, you guys can see what happened yesterday, right? We talked about this in the morning, this supply rejection above, right? We knew this was here. So there should be absolutely no surprises as to the market pushing down to the downside yesterday. If you were surprised by that, then you are not paying attention, really. That's what it comes down to, right? Something that was in my head yesterday, as I'm driving, I always think about things and just always, think about the market. If you are still getting trapped in upside moves that fail, if you are still getting trapped in downside moves that bounce, if you are still a trader that is getting trapped in these things, and I'm being just really transparent and really to the point, right? And that's what I like to be like because I think it helps. If you're still getting trapped in these moves, you are not paying attention to the overall market. It is simple as that. You're not paying attention to the levels that you need to be watching on the Nasdaq and on the ES. If you come to the stream, I help you do that, right? It gives you a little bit of, it makes it easier for you because you can come to the stream, you can see the levels to watch, and guys, we have pretty much spot on levels here on a daily basis. So if you're not paying attention, you will get trapped in these moves because this is something I talk about a lot as well. People say, "Oh, what a bull trap." Is it really a bull trap? Because is it a trap if you know it's coming? Right? Is it really a trap if you know it's there? So, yeah, yesterday was aggressive to the downside, but was it something that you should be trapped in? No, there's no excuse to be trapped in that because it is very clear as to why it fell, and it is very clear as to why we rejected at these levels. So, just keep that in mind, guys. On a daily basis, make sure you know your levels. There should be no reason as to why you got caught in this downside yesterday. It is as clear as day as to why we rejected. Triple top rejection. It's going to be very difficult to get through this level. 12.2, 12.250, extremely clean. So you can see that downside that came in, right? Very easy to understand. Now, if we go to the 30-minute chart and get a little bit more time, here's what I'm watching today. So if I zoom in to the 30-minute chart, I want to show you where we're bouncing. So this morning, we are bouncing off some previous consolidation. You can see right here around 11,870. You can see all right here around 11,870. You can see right here we bounced off 11,870. You can see we had a little bit of wickiness around this area. 11,850, 11,9, all in this general area. And then you can see right here, you push up and you reject off 11,870, right? Now, where did we bounce yesterday? Where did the sell-off hold? The sell-off held right here at 11,870, the exact same level, right? So today, right? Today, what level are you watching? What level do you need to hold today if you have any chance of upside? Any chance of upside. And I wouldn't say you're going to get upside through this level. I'm saying maybe any chance of upside maybe towards yesterday's highs, if at all, right? Is you must hold this 11,870. If you lose this 11,870 today, right, you are going to lose a lot of momentum here if you lose this level. If you drop below yesterday's lows, if you lose the previous consolidation level here at 11,870, 11,850, it's not perfect. It's this general area. You are going to lose momentum, right? So that is the level to watch today. Where we held yesterday, the lows of yesterday at this consolidation point around here. You guys can see the multiple taps of this level, making it a resilient level, something we can actually watch, right? You can see previous rejections, previous rejections, previous rejections, all at this level, which was support right here. So this is a very consistent level here around this 870 to 850 on the Nasdaq. So I would watch this, right? A little bit of a push off of this morning. However, this is not really much of anything yet. You can see we're getting a little push this morning off this level. This is very questionable, right? This is very, very questionable. There's no way to tell whether we're going to get a push towards yesterday's highs or if we are going to drop back down and drop this 11,870. Very questionable. You are right in the middle. So that makes me a little bit more timid today when I come into my trading, right? As we are trading basically right in the middle of this channel. We have Netflix earnings. We have Tesla earnings. That will probably drive this decision. So it's going to be a little bit interesting today. I would watch the 11,870 lows and I would watch the rejection from yesterday. That's really your channel right now, between 12.2 and 11.870, and you are right in the middle of that channel this morning. ES, you guys can see already, I have this line drawn out, and this is exactly where we're holding. Now, why are we holding there? First thing I want to go over is the 4-hour chart and share with you guys why the market dropped yesterday. Part of the reason, I wouldn't say it's the full reason, but it definitely influenced it, which is the supply rejection. If we go to the 4-hour chart, you guys can see, right? There should be no reason you're surprised by this. Top, top, and top, right? Very important rejections up here. So that is why we pushed back. We could not get over that 3,900 area. So I believe as of right now, the selling starts to imbalance around 3,900. It's between 3,900 and 3,950 for me. That's when I start to see the imbalance start to come in. You can start to see the 3,900 level and then 3,950. This entire 50-point range is where the selling really starts to get heavy. So I would watch 3,900 to 3,950. That seems to be very heavy up there. Be careful trading upside into that supply level. It is very dangerous up there to be buying calls when there is rejections in this area. So be careful. If you see the market pushing into this level, you are not a chaser of call options here. Chasing call options in supply zones is a recipe for disaster. So watch that supply zone. All right? Keep an eye on that. Now, where did we bounce yesterday? If I could zoom out, get some more time, you guys can see the importance of this 39.35 level. So you have consolidation, rejection, rejections here. You have a rejection right here. You have some consolidation here. You have a support here. You have a rejection here. And what do you have here? A support, right? So this is a very important zone, 38.35, 38.40. If I go to the 5-minute chart, let's go 5 minute. You can see this is where the sell-off slowed down yesterday. This is where we started to hold. This is where we've been holding all pre-market. And you see we're getting a little bit of a push off of it. So today, right, very difficult. Why? Why is this difficult? Because you are right in the center of the upside rejection point and the downside support. So which way does this go? Right? I cannot tell you which way this goes because it's right in the center. If we were opening at this demand, maybe there's a better chance of us curling off of it. If we were opening at this supply, then maybe we have more intuition as to maybe it sells off at open. But we are right in the center. So when you're sitting at the center of a zone between supply and demand, you have to wait for it to get to those levels to really find out which way it wants to move. So that is why today at open is going to be a little bit interesting, and maybe today's a better day to just sit back and wait, right? Maybe today's one of those days where you just sit back and wait to see which way this market wants to go. Does it want to get up into supply and reject? Does it want to move down into demand and bounce? So 38.35, 3,900 on the ES, those are the levels I'd watch. Dow, let's go 4-hour. So where did the Dow reject yesterday? The Dow rejected right at this double top. I'm going to delete these, just clean this up a little bit. So here is, it's going up. All right, great, Raphael. I'm glad you know. So you can see 31.7. You can see this little top here at 31.7. Boom, boom, right there. And where did it reject yesterday? Right at that level. So a nice little double top on the Dow. And then you can see this important level, 31.3. You can see we rejected here previously. Rejections, 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 rejections. So what am I watching today on the Dow? I am looking to see, does the Dow turn this previous rejection point right here? See this rejection point? 1 and 2. See these two rejections? I am looking to see, does the Dow break that level, which it already did, and start to reject this level now. If the Dow rejects this level, these previous rejection points, if the Dow starts to sell off 31.3, then you are obviously going to see more downside because you are turning a previous rejection point that you've gotten over, right? You got over it, but you failed to hold, and now you're turning it into rejections once again. So on the Dow, I would watch that 31,300. That is the major level to watch. If you cannot get over 31,300, if you try to push up into it and start to reject once again, you're going to see that weakness creep in. This is a previous rejection point. Double top, could be rejection once again. All right, Russell, for all the small cap people, you can see where we held yesterday, right? Look at where we held. That's 1750 area, 1740. This is a previous consolidation, rejection, 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 support, right? We are turning these rejection points into a potential support. So that is supply into demand for now. So today on the Russell, same story. You're between an upside rejection point and a downside support level. You are trading right in the middle, right? Which way does it want to go? This is what we'll be watching today. 1740 on the Russell and then 1780 on the upside. So guys, just to quickly review, you were in the middle of channels this morning on the pre-market. You are bouncing off demand at 11,870. You are rejecting off 12.2 on the Nasdaq. You are rejecting off 3,900 on the ES, and you're bouncing off 38.35. You're right in the middle of it this morning. So watch those levels. That's the most important thing. Trade based off the levels. All right, Tesla. So Tesla, overall on the larger term time frames, here's what I'm watching on Tesla. I saw this. We looked at this yesterday. Little 4-hour uptrend, upside supply, really heavy up there. But you have that uptrend on the 4-hour. Here's really what I'm watching today on Tesla on the shorter term. This is really all I care about on Tesla today, guys. And it's right here. So this is Wednesday. This is Friday of last week. You guys can see the rejections that it came in at the same level on Wednesday and Friday. You guys can see that right there. Where did Tesla hold yesterday? It held at those rejection points. So that's what I'm watching for. Does Tesla turn these rejection points into support? That's my main watch. Really nothing else. Tesla has earnings, so I'm really only watching this on the short term. I don't care about the long term because I don't know what's going to happen. Earnings is coming. It can do whatever it wants. In the short term, I am watching to see whether this double top rejection from last week turns into support, which it is showing as of today. So we'll watch 725, this whole zone, 720 to 725. That is a previous rejection point that is showing support. If I go to the 5-minute chart, I am watching for a potential rejection point around this 735. You can see right here, this is pre-market levels from yesterday. Does it turn this into a rejection point? Does it reject here? And does it break 725? So 725, last week's highs into support for now. Upside rejections, potential at pre-market levels yesterday, 735. If you get through that, maybe you can get another push. If the market is strong, right? If you can get it above yesterday's pre-market levels, maybe you can get another push. That is what I'll be watching on Tesla. All right, NVIDIA and AMD. I don't know if you guys remember, but I was saying let's look for a retest of 160 on AMD on NVIDIA yesterday. Well, look at what happened. Look at what's happening this morning, guys. Look how pretty that is. Take a second and sort of soak that in right there. That is a previous rejection point that is showing support, right? You can see the big push yesterday into that 170, right at that level, right? You can see one set push right into 170, right at this previous rejection point. We rejected off of it. We pulled back, and we are now holding this 160 as support. So this is what I'm watching. A lot of volume in NVIDIA yesterday. Look at that. Look at this just really drastic increase in volume. So do we hold 160 today? That's my main question. I don't know if we will, but that is what I will be watching, right? I can see we pushed above, up to the next rejection point, pulled back, triple bottom here at 160, and we are pushing off of it. So today, I'll be looking to see, do we continue off that 160? Do we maybe pull back to it again and then bounce? Or do we pull back to it, maybe reject it, turn it into resistance? All about that 160 for me. That's what I'll be watching today. Nice bounce in the pre-market. Excuse me. That is where the stock stops selling off. You can see nice little continuation off 160. And the importance of 160 is what matters, right? You can see the importance of 160 is what matters. Boom, boom, boom. Rejection, rejection, support. Okay. That's NVIDIA, and here's AMD. Same exact thing, right? AMD doing the exact same thing. You can see previous rejections into support, right? You can see the exact same break and retest setup on AMD. So you have the push through, you have the retest. Does this hold today? Basically $80, $80.50, 81, all in that general area is the level I'd be watching. If you go to the 5-minute chart, you can see we pulled back, we filled this gap, we held this level very nicely, all up in here, and we're starting to sort of curl off of it. So today it's all about, do we hold this retest level? Do we hold the retest level at 81 on AMD? 81 on AMD and 160 on NVIDIA. Those are must-watch levels. MU, yeah, MU's doing the same thing, right? Look at MU. Still holding that retest level as well. It's not quite moving for you, but it is holding. So we'll have to maybe just be patient on this one. But you can see it pulled back to that retest level and held very nicely. Push, retest, starting to hold that 60. So nice little retest. Keep an eye on that. Qualcomm pushed into that rejection point and just is sort of weak right now, guys. That supply is very heavy, right? That is a very heavy supply above on Qualcomm. 146, 147. It's going to be tough to get through that. All right, Netflix. So Netflix actually had a pretty nice day yesterday. Netflix has earnings after hours, so I would be very cautious. Probably won't be trading Netflix, but if we go to all products, we go to Netflix. The expected move right now is $29. Now, that will change, but $29 right now, if I pull up the calculator, so we can do, 1 second. So it's about, it's about what is that, 15, 10, yeah, about 15%. Oh, that's big. Yeah, that's way too big, guys. I would not play earnings on Netflix. So this is the expected move, 15%. That is a very high expected move on Netflix. Very high. Usually it's around 6%, 7% is a pretty normal expected move. On really small cap names, maybe it's up to 10% at times, but 15% is a very large expected move on Netflix. And it's probably only going to increase as the market trades today. So that means that Netflix needs to move up to, 203. It needs to go up to like 223 for you guys to make any money on calls, and down to like 173, 163 actually, for you to make any money on puts. Yeah, I would not play. I would definitely leave that alone, guys. Please. That is a very large expected move. 15% is something that you do not see very often. So just want to point that out. Make sure you understand what's going on when you play earnings. You are battling against a very large expected move there on Netflix. Anyways, you have a rejection point here at 194. That is lurking again sort of this morning. You can see rejection at 194, rejection at 194. If I go to the 5-minute chart, you can see what's starting to happen this morning. We got above 194. We came back below, and you're starting to see a little bit of rejection here at 194. So does Netflix break down today, or does it break through 194? You have earnings after hours. I would leave it alone. Maybe you day trade it today, but I would not hold it through earnings. IV crush is probably the most likely scenario there. Boeing. So Boeing's actually holding this level pretty nicely. Here's what Boeing's been up to. So I don't know if you guys remember, we were watching Boeing. You can see, what's the expected move on Tesla? It's going to change, but right now it's 40, which is going to be 10, 20, 10% would be 5. Yeah. It's a little bit less, a little bit more than 5%. It's like 6 or 7%, right? Because 10% 72, 5% is 36, right? 6, 36, 70. Yeah, 36. So it's like 6, 7% on Tesla, which is normal. That's a normal expected move. Netflix is double that. The expected move is right here. It's this yellow. Thinkorswim has it for you. You can just use this little yellow MMM. 39. Right now it's 40. Anyways, so Boeing, you can see we pushed into this rejection point. We were very aware of that right here. Double top rejection. Look at what it did. Pushed into it, rejected. So very clear, very, very clean as to why Boeing rejected there. Now it is pulled back. It is pulled back. And where has it pulled back to? It is pulled back to last week's highs. So you can see Boeing is at last week's highs right here. You can see this double top rejection. You can see this rejection here. This is at 149. Now this morning, it is trying to hold it as support. So if I'm watching Boeing today, I'm watching to see, can Boeing bounce off this 149? Can it turn last week's highs into support? That is your main watch today on Boeing. Can we turn can we turn last week's highs into support? That is my main watch on Boeing today. That's what I would be watching. See if it can hold 149. Apple, or Snow Head and Shoulders. Yeah, I remember us talking about that. Okay, guys, so Apple was really, I think, a really big influential part as to why the market dropped yesterday. Apple came out and said that they plan to slow hiring. That is not good for a stock that is the largest stock on the market by market cap value. That is not a good thing to see out of Apple, right? So you saw the downside come in. I'll show you how aggressive it was on the 1 minute. Here, look how aggressive it got right here, guys. Look at the increase in volume. Right around 230, 130. Look at how aggressive that downside came in, right? Look how aggressive that downside came in. So, pretty nasty. You have that, and you also have the antitrust. So, some news coming out of Apple yesterday causing that downside. Obviously, that's a really big influential piece of the market. That is why you saw, as part of the reason why you saw that downside. Funny how the news comes out around technical levels, right? Isn't that funny to you guys? I always felt like there was something behind that. Personally, it's just my little conspiracy theory. It's funny how you get Apple news to come out at a double top huge supply rejection level here. They waited for that, right? So you can see previous support into a rejection, and you can see the downside came in off that 151 supply, along with the news as well. So downside came in. If I go to the 5-minute chart, actually, no, let's go 15-minute. Get a little bit more time. This is where Apple's trying to hold up. You can see right here, rejection. You have a little rejection right here. So you can see the rejections around this 147, 148. Apple is attempting its best to try and hold that level. Does it? I don't know. Is Apple able to bounce after yesterday's weakness? I don't know. But you can definitely see that you have a previous rejection point in this area around this triple top, around 147, 148. And then you can see that we are sort of trading in it right now, right? That is why you are trading in it right now. So that's what I would watch, guys, on Apple today. Does Apple try to hold this triple top rejection, and does it try to hold it as support? If Apple loses, I would say if Apple loses yesterday's lows, then you're definitely going to start to see the move back down to 144, these lows here, right? If you start to see this breakdown again, you are probably going to see a move towards 144, the lows of this channel. So let's see what Apple does today, guys. It's going to be very influential in the market. Does it hold this rejection point as support, or do we break down to the next low? Google, 4 hour. So, what did Google do yesterday? Google split, right? Google split was initiated yesterday morning. We got the stock price at like 115, whatever it was. And it was pretty weak yesterday, right? It was pretty weak. So look at yesterday's performance on Google. Really never had any type of juice. It was just dead. And then when Apple started to fall, you can see the reaction on Google as well, right? Taking the overall tech market with it. Do I really like Google for upside after seeing the overall weakness yesterday? Not really, guys. I need to see a drastic change in price action here to even think about Google to the upside. I mean, you can just tell it's a really weak stock. Every day that you watch the price action, it's sluggish. You know, it does have its days. It does have its like trends. You can see here, big push, big push, big push. But overall, when you zoom out, right? When you zoom out, you can see how sluggish this stock is still. It is just not moving. That makes me sort of keep it on the back burner. That's sort of in my head, right? If I see a stock that's just really underperforming, I really don't look at it. So Google has been underperforming. I try to find trades once in a while on it, but you can see we pulled back to the overall trend yesterday. This is the uptrend. Do we get a bounce off that trend today? That is very possible, right? We have done it 1, 2, 3, and potentially 4 times if we bounce here. So is it possible to see a bounce on Google today off this uptrend? Yes, it is. It's very possible. Do we see it? I'm not 100% certain, but it is very, very possible to possibly see another push into here, maybe another rejection, another push, another rejection, and we just sort of continue on this little ascending triangle, right? So you can see the other thing I would watch is the possibility of this breakdown, right? I would watch for the possibility of this breakdown. Does it get that aggressive unless the market really falls? I don't know. Do we need Netflix and Tesla earnings to help this down? Probably, right? Let's say Netflix has bad earnings. Let's say Tesla has bad earnings. Let's say the Nasdaq takes a hit. Google's most likely going to be dropping this low, right? If that occurs. So either way is 100% possible in the next few days. That's why I talked about the tweet in the beginning of the stream. This next 2 weeks should be about capital preservation. Anything can happen here. You can have Netflix report terrible earnings. You can have Tesla report terrible earnings. Google will react off that, right? And then you have the next week, which has all the big tech earnings, which will even further cause these to react, right? And this is how crazy the next 2 weeks could be, right? You could drop on Google, and next week you could have Google earnings, and this could pop straight back up, right? So the amount of uncertainty in the next few weeks is high, and it's very difficult to really understand what happens in the next 2 weeks with any type of certainty without watching this day by day. So you have the uptrend on Google, possibly bouncing off of it today, but you do still have that 120 rejection point up here. You obviously have that there. So just watch that, guys. Google will be influenced by some moves on earnings. Yes, Roku will move off Netflix as well. Roku is a sympathy play on Netflix. All right, Costco. So I gave back some profits on Costco yesterday, unfortunately. I was up very nicely in the middle of the day, right? We were up to 528. I was up almost 1,500, almost 2,000 on Costco, I think, at one point on my swing trade. But I held it because I didn't want to micromanage this position. I'm really deep in the money. I have 500 calls for August 19th, so I have a month of time, and they're about $20 in the money. So I wanted to see this out a little bit. Costco still is showing relative strength, in my opinion. We did get pulled back with the market. Everything pulled back with the market. So did I really want to panic out of a good position because the overall market was taking a hit? Not really at the end of day. I wanted to see this out a little bit, and I also wanted to see if 517, 516 could hold, right? I wanted to see if this low from Friday, the opening level on Friday, could hold Costco higher. It is good to see that you are starting to see that push higher today. We're up to around 520 already in the pre-market. You can see that we are trying to hold this demand around this 515, 516. So if anyone's in this Costco trade with me, I'm not sure if you are. My plan is to stop out if we drop this 515, 516 level, right? That's where I plan to stop out. If I see Costco drop this low, I plan to take my profits, which will probably be around $500 at that point. So a good trade nonetheless. I'll make a whole video reviewing this trade. I think this is like my first legitimate swing trade in like 6 months. So nice trade, and definitely something to watch out for. If we get a bounce today, Costco could very well move again off this 515 level. I'm watching this as a demand. What else moved with the retail sector, the XLP? It was Walmart. Walmart's been having a pretty nice little run up recently, guys. So something to definitely watch. Walmart's been sort of creeping higher. Walmart's starting to get towards this previous rejection point of around 130. If I go to the 15-minute chart, you can see Walmart sort of messing around here at this 130. It seems to be trying to turn this into support, in my opinion. If I go to, let me get a little bit more time here, actually. Let me zoom out. Yeah, the AbbVie swing was sweet. So, yeah, I mean, where is it holding here? Let me see. So you have, what is this, 128.50s? If I zoom into that level back here, you can see that was an important level back here as well, right? You can see that this 128.50 was sort of a support level back in, what is this? This is back in May. But you do have the rejections you still need to watch up to around 130, right? So 130 is the big level there. You can see that we are still rejecting off that 130. But I would definitely be I would definitely be someone watching Walmart here, guys, right? It's starting to creep up. It's in an XLP sector, which is somewhat resilient in this market. It could start to find some strength. We are holding that 128.50 very nicely right here, this demand. You can see it's holding. I would just watch out for the 130, right? The 130 is definitely important. So watch for that 130 on Walmart. You can see it's been strong in the recent trend. If you go to the 4-hour chart, the big level that we all have to watch, right, is obviously this level up here, 132.50. You can see right here, 132.50 is the big level. That's this previous low. But if you can get above that, right, look at how aggressive Walmart was here. Is there a chance that Walmart finds its way back towards this 144? Over time, obviously. This is going to take probably 6 months, right? Walmart's not a big mover. So is there a chance that Walmart is a good share purchase down here? Could you start buying maybe leaps on Walmart? That's totally up to you. But you can see Walmart is holding. It's a good sector for defense, right? Walmart's a defensive name. I would watch it. Costco also has that strength. And then Target. Target was actually a little bit strong yesterday as well. Target's a little bit weaker overall. I just want to show you guys this rejection point on Target to watch out for if you are monitoring it. So you can see right here. Pretty nasty rejection point around this 152. You can see right here, right? You can see previous support. Broke down. Rejection. Possible rejection again, right? So I would watch that 152. I would just sort of monitor these retail names, guys. XLP is sort of holding. It's a sector that I want to watch, right? It's a sector that I want to keep an eye out for. Does the XLP find any strength in this market? That's sort of something I will be keeping tabs on. All right. I know a lot of people are probably interested in this one. I'm not so much, but, you know, Mara did run. It's a crypto name, right? Mara ran 30% yesterday. Pretty monster move. Here, I just want to point out one thing to you guys. Anyone that's in this trade, anyone that's been hinting at it, because I know someone in this live stream is looking at it, just watch out for this rejection point. That's all I'll say. Just please watch out for this 1140 rejection point. All right here. This looks pretty tough. So just keep tabs on that, guys. Before you go chasing Mara here because it's moving higher, before you get all crazy, your eyes get all googly and want to chase everything that's going on, watch out for 1140. Right? Keep an eye on that. That's a pretty big rejection point. All right, let's go over the tickers that you guys want to look at. If you guys could just take a second and get us to 500 likes here. We're at 200. It's pretty weak. If you guys could help me out, press the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Let's go ahead and go over the tickers. What is this sheet? What is this sheet? That's someone, I'm not going to answer that. Figure it out yourself. What is this sheet? This sheet is where you can put tickers and I will look at it on the live stream. I've said it 1,000 times. All right, PayPal, Visa, Macy's, Walmart. We already looked at Walmart. We already looked at Costco. Looked at Boeing. Looked at Target. Qualcomm, UNH. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, PayPal. So, PayPal has earnings coming up. Yeah, just really weak. Like, I don't really have any type of hope that it gets over these levels, right? The 76. So I would watch out for the 76 on PayPal. You can see rejection there, possible rejection here as well. So definitely rejections at 76. If you can break 76, you have some room towards this 86, right? You have some room towards this 86, but I probably think that it's going to just do nothing until earnings. That's my assumption. I think it just sits here until earnings and does basically nothing. I don't have any belief that sort of pushes. Visa is another one that's been pretty dead, right? Look at this. This has been pretty dead money for a long time now. I mean, it's in this big time downtrend. Maybe you just wait for it to break this downtrend. You go to the daily chart. Yeah, here's Visa, guys. This is another one that's just sort of dead. Every time it hits this uptrend or this downtrend, it just sort of gets whacked. So you can see, hit the downtrend, probably starts to pull back again, in my opinion. If you want to trust that downtrend, that's what I would watch. If you get above this downtrend, you still have this nasty rejection point up here around 220. So I would look for the downtrend rejection, personally. That looks like the most likely scenario there. Macy's, I think we talked about this one yesterday and said watch out for 1750. So that I would say the same thing. Look, Macy's is starting to show rejections at that 1750. If I can get this damn thing to zoom in for me. There we go. I would watch Macy's. Right here, previous support. I would watch it as a rejection at 1750. UNH. So UNH, little pullback yesterday. Just, overall, just sort of slowing down a little bit. But look at what it did. Look at what UNH did. 1 second. Let's get a little bit more time. What did UNH do yesterday? Right? Turning this 518, 520 rejection point into support. So let's keep an eye on that. You have previous rejection. What did it do yesterday? Right at 518, 520. Right? It's starting to bounce off that. So keep an eye on that 518 level. That's the big level. Qualcomm we looked at. Just a triple top rejection on Qualcomm. Big time supply above. Be careful of it. I would not trade calls through this supply. Wait for it to get over if you're looking for upside, right? Wait for something like this. If you're looking for downside, look for the rejection. Big supply level here on Qualcomm. Time to be patient and to look for either a rejection or a clear break above. Rivian, or this is not Rivian, this is River North Opportunities. Should I roll a dice? Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know. I'm gonna skip this one. It's doing nothing. I would look at something else. Anything else. This is Lockheed. Lockheed had earnings this morning and is moving lower. This is just a really good example. I think I had an argument with someone about this on the live stream back in February. I think I actually vividly remember it. I was saying that upside off of war-related reasons always gives it back, right? Upside off war-related reasons never holds up. You will never get a war-related upside move to hold up in the longer term. And this is just an example, guys, right? You can see we got upside when the Russia-Ukraine war got popular, right here. When it started to come out, started to get pretty hot. You can see it started to get a big push. It sort of consolidated, and then you lose it, right? So we are back below the levels that we were before the Russia-Ukraine war sort of got started. Earnings, I would just say look for the continuation. You are back at this support at 377, right? There is a gap right here, right? There is a gap. It was filled, but you can see how we react in that level. You are right at that. You are right here at these levels right now. Let me go back to the 4-hour chart. You get a little bit more time here. There you go. So you guys can see previous rejection point. You're sort of right here at 377 again. So I would say if you start to continue under that level, there could be more downside here. IBM had earnings. It's just sideways, guys. It's an absolute chop fest. Don't trade a stock that looks like this. It's just a chop fest. I would look elsewhere. Snow. Yeah, Snow Head and Shoulders is actually pretty legit. I know we talked about this one yesterday. Right here, guys. Look at that head and shoulder on Snow starting to form. That's pretty legit. So I would watch this. Right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. If you drop this 138, you're going to move lower. Biogen. Daily chart on Biogen. This whole area looks tough. 220s. You can see previous support. Rejection, 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 rejection. What is this sheet? I would be more on the side of this moving back to the downside here, guys, off this big supply. My personal opinion. I don't really trade Biogen. I don't watch it at all. This is the first time I've looked at it in probably a year. But yeah, I would watch out for all of this. Look at all of this rejection. Look at this. All these lows. All this rejection. It's coming right. Yeah, watch out for this level. 220 looks really tough. All right, last one. ASML. Big downtrend. Right? I would trust the downtrend. If you see it start to push into this downtrend, I would look for the downside. Right? That's what I'd look for. Big downtrend, trust the downtrend. Until the downtrend shows you it's no longer valid, you trust the downtrend. So I would look for a downtrend rejection on ASML. One last one, Amazon for you guys. Just really clean channel, no movement, stuck in the channel. You have to wait till it breaks out of it, right? Boom, boom, boom. Easy as day. Boom, boom, boom. Rejection, rejection, rejection. Good luck trading calls into that supply. Do not do it. Wait for it to break. Wait for it to turn it into support, right? And then look for it to bounce. Do not feel like you need to chase calls into supply. There is more days in the year. There is not just a single day of trading in the entire year. If Amazon goes like this, I guarantee you at some point it will pull back and it will present an opportunity. There is not one opportunity in trading. Do not think of opportunity like trading like the Eminem song. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. That is false. That is false when it comes to trading. There is more opportunities than chasing the upside through supply. All right, that's all I got for you. Press the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you want to watch me trade live every day, if you want to trade with me live every day, make sure to check out the link down below. It says trade live with me. If you want to get technical levels on the futures for free every morning, it says free technicals down below. Inside of that Discord community, the free one, you can upgrade to get technicals on individual stocks. So if you guys want to check that out, you can do that in the description below. Thank you guys for being here. Subscribe to the channel. Press the like button. I'm here every day starting at 8:30. Oh, forgot to remind you. Friday, no stream. No stream on Friday. Will not be here. So just giving you an update. Friday, no stream. Yeah, we'll be away. So thank you guys. Have a good day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.